Well, hello, Young and the Restless Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Tuesday, December the 26th, 2023. Tuesday, December the 26th. Well, guess what? It's all about Nikki Newman today. And boy, I'm telling you, a drunk Nikki Newman is actually someone to be reckoned with. Woo! She didn't have that fear because she was feeling good. We had a gun pointed at her the whole time she was there. She was like, oh, whatever. Goodness gracious. So what? I'm drunk. So she comes through the door and she's like stumbling. Jordan. And Jordan comes out holding this gun, goodness, standing there. And the main thing with Jordan, she likes being very verbally abusive. You're weak. You're pathetic. You could tell how she broke Claire's spirit. When Claire did something she didn't like, you're pathetic. No wonder your parents didn't want you at all. I mean, that's how you could tell she's just empty and vile inside herself. That's all she could spew. And she was telling Nikki, all you are is just a drunk. You probably want another drink right now, Nikki. So that second picture there in the middle, because it's a group of three in the top, she is gives this dusty, dirty looking bottle of vodka and puts it on the table in front of Nikki. And I'm like, I wouldn't drink out of there, you know? And so she tells Nikki, don't worry, there's no poison in it. I promise. Does Jordan seem like a person that you could trust with any kind of promise? I think not, y'all. I think not. So anyway, Nikki looks at that bottle. She's like, shoot, I'll go down the same way. Unscrews it. She goes, that's it. Drink up, Nikki. That feels good, doesn't it? Burn. Goes there. And Nikki's like, yep, here it is. And then she's like, where's Claire? Where is Claire? And she goes, look, I said this was an exchange. Claire is here. She's here. And she goes, I'm gonna go get her. She says, before I do, drink some more. Because I need you nice and I forget what she said, like drunk pretty much. So you can't resist or put up fight back, right? So she comes and she wheels Claire out in the wheelchair, and Claire is still sedated, right? She kept Claire sedated so Claire couldn't say anything. And she's now talking to Nikki some more. And I think that's when she had Nikki take another drink because Claire is on the side now. And she's just telling Nikki, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna um I'm gonna enjoy doing it. This is all for my sister. And Nikki says, your sister was crazy just like you. She was a lunatic just like you. She says, and it's awfully interesting. Your sister never mentioned you not once. Okay. Says you talk about you doing all this for your sister, your sister. Your sister never uttered a word that you existed. And so she goes, that's because when she wanted to get involved with the narcissist husband of yours, Victor Newman, I told her not to. And that's where we had the falling out. And Nikki's like, yeah, right. That ain't when. And then Jordan ended up backtracking. That no, okay, my sister and I weren't close. No, she wasn't close at all. She's imagining a whole bunch. Imagining a whole bunch. That whole breaking, falling out was way before Victor Newman. She just is crazy and wanted to exact revenge, right? Because I guess someday her sister and her were going to have this miraculous um getting back together, miraculous reconciliation. Okay. Now, mind you, when Victor ended everything, okay, with her sister raised Cole for years after Victor, right? Years. Cole was an adult, and then Victor was thought to be dead. So, all Cole's life, he didn't know about Jordan, right? Jordan was never in their life. So, no, that didn't have anything to do with Victor Newman, right? Jordan was probably the crazier of the two, believe it or not. So, anyway, Claire starts to, she starts to wake up. And Jordan turns and she goes, "Good, Claire, you're coming too. I want you to be able to witness me kill Nikki." And Claire's like, "What? No." Oh, and she's all dazed out. And so Jordan, she goes, "No, no." And Jordan goes, "Look, this is a part of the plan. You disappointed me." And so Claire's like, "Huh." And Nikki turns and she picks up that dirty, nasty vodka bottle and cracks Jordan over the head with it. And Jordan drops the gun and she falls out. And Nikki goes, "Claire, Claire, come on, wake up, come on. You gotta wake up. Come on. You gotta get up. We gotta go." And she goes, "Can you stand, Claire? Can you stand?" And Claire's like, "Oh," she's trying, but she's drugged out, right? And so all of a sudden, of course, Jordan jumps up and yeah, and she lunges at Nikki and pushes Nikki against the door across the room, and she's choking Nikki, and Nikki's got her hands really kind of like holding, trying to push her back. Nikki should have been choking her back, but Nikki is, she's drunk. Good thing is she really can't feel all this, and so she's trying to push Jordan back, and Jordan is choking her, and all of a sudden you hear this, "Leave Nikki alone. Let go of Nikki." And she turns and it's Claire with the gun. And she says, she goes, "Claire, Claire, put that gun down. Claire, this is what everything was. This is what, our whole plan is coming to play right now, Claire." She goes, "You leave Nick." She goes, "You are going to side with her over me." And Nikki saying, "Claire, Claire," because she goes, "They left you. They would never have loved you. And so Nikki says, "No, that is not what happened." And then Claire says, "No, you stole me from them, Jordan. You've admitted that." She goes, "They could have never given you what I gave you." And then Claire says, "You mean love? You never gave me love. You never let me have friends. I was completely isolated, and all you taught me was hate and revenge." And she goes, "You're weak, Claire." See, there we go into that whole verbal abuse. "Now, put that gun down, Claire." And so she lets Nikki go, and and Nikki's like, "Oh my goodness." And now she's facing Claire. She said, "You don't have the guts to pull the trigger." As she's walking slowly closer to Claire, right? She's trying to get that gun. And Claire's shaking. She wants to pull the trigger. And she's shaking. And she's like, she goes, go ahead, pull the trigger." And Claire's like, "Oh no, like, I don't know. Oh, no." So finally, Nikki goes, "Oh, enough of this." She rams Jordan into, I think it was like the brick of part of the fireplace against the wall, cracks Jordan's head, cracks against it, and she falls to the ground this time, knocked out, right? See, what did I say about a drunk Nikki was somebody to be reckoned with? Because she's like, Oh, enough of this. And she took care of it. And then Claire is still holding the gun. And she goes, Claire, give me the gun, Claire. Because she had told Claire when Jordan was saying, shoot me, shoot me. And Claire says, don't, Nikki said, don't do it, Claire. If you shoot her, you're going to be giving up your life. She wants that. She wants you to have her death on her hands so you could go to jail. She wants that. Do not give it to her, Claire. She is not worth it. And that's when Nikki ended Jordan. But my whole thing is no, that was self-defense, period. 100% self-defense. Claire wouldn't have had any more time put on her because she was stolen out of that hospital. Again, right? But she would have had on her conscience killing her aunt. And that would have been something she probably couldn't have recovered from, knowing she killed her aunt. So anyway, Nikki walks towards her and the gun, look, I'm thinking, girl, that gun is pointed towards your stomach. Claire's shaking, hand still on the trigger. And Nikki's like, give me the gun, Claire. Give me the gun, honey. And Claire starts to release it and the gun kind of flips down and Nikki grabs it and she puts it on the table. And she grabs Claire and she hugs her. And I'm gonna tell you, everybody, I got teary-eyed. I was like, it's so beautiful. Oh my God. Look at Nikki hugging her. I mean, I was a little tore up, right? So the police came because see, they could hear while Claire had the gun on Jordan, you could hear the sirens coming up, which is why Jordan wanted her to shoot, right? Or Jordan wanted to get the gun from her and shoot her and Nikki. And that's what Nikki says, Jordan, you don't have to do anything. The police are, they're here. You can hear them. They're here. They're coming for us. Don't do it. But anyway, the police come in and then it shows Jordan being handcuffed and taken out. And so she looks at Claire as she's being taken out. She goes, you broke my heart. And Claire looked at her and said, you broke my life. And the police take her out. Now, before all this, or while all this was going on, you know, earlier when Nikki first left, Victor, Nick, Cole, and Victoria were at the house. And actually, Cole came later. It was Vicky, Nick, and Victor. And they were like, where could she be? Oh my God, what could be going on? Oh no, oh no. And so she's on the couch and she feels Nikki's purse and a flask. So she opens the purse and there's a flask in the purse and she looks at it and she looks at Victor and Victor's like, no. When they were like, where can mom be? Why isn't she here? Victor said Nate told him that he had reason to believe Nikki was drinking. And Nick says he would say anything. You can't believe that guy, right? And so that's when Victoria found the purse and what was in it but a flask. She looks at Victor, she looks at Nicholas, and Nicholas is like, and Victor's like, oh, she's drinking, right? And they're like, okay, she went somewhere. And Victoria's like, oh my God, I hope she's not driving drunk. Oh, she could hurt herself or somebody. And so then Vicky finds this piece of paper with an address, and Cole gets here about that time. And it was the address to where she was supposed to meet, what's her name? Jordan. So Victor's like, does that address mean anything to any of you? And Vicky and Nick were like, no. And so Cole said, wait a minute. That address, my mother used to rent a cabin at this address. We would go every summer when I was a boy. So yes, I know that cabin. It's very remote and it's by the lake and blah, blah, blah. So Nick says, so Victor says, come on, Nick, let's go. And Cole says, Victoria and I will stay here in case that's a decoy address, right? And so Victor or Nicholas called the police to tell the police, because Victor says the police will get there faster than us. I think he told Nick to call the police. He goes, the police will get there faster than we can because they're closer. So, and in fact, the police did get there faster than Nicholas and Victor. And Nikki, the police take Jordan out, and Nikki sits down at the table with Claire, and she gives Claire a glass of water, a bottle of water, and they're sitting down. And you hear this, Nikki, Nikki, Victor, Victor, and he comes in the house. He comes in the house. Oh, I should have slurred that up a little bit because she's still a little drunk. But anyway, uh, she comes in the house and he's like, "Oh my baby, oh Victor, Victor," and oh they hug and Nicholas is looking, "Mom, mom," you know, and so she goes, "Oh." Uh, the Jordan woman's been caught. Or police was sirens were still out, so maybe Jordan was in the car still out there. And he goes, "Are you okay?" "I'm okay. Just take me home, Victor." "Okay, okay, my baby. Okay, my darling." And Nick looks at the table at Claire and he goes, "What are we going to do with her? Are we taking her too?" And Victor looks at the table like, and Nick is like, "We taking her too?" Nikki sits down. She goes, "We absolutely are taking her." She said, "Claire saved my life. If it wasn't for Claire, I wouldn't be standing here now." And Claire still just kind of has her head down at the table. And Victor looked at her and she looked at Victor and he goes, "Then we owe you a debt of gratitude. We are in your debt." And so Nikki's like, "Oh, come on, girl, come on." But yeah, and when Jordan said, "I'm surprised you even came, Nikki. Why would, after what Claire did to you and your family, why would you even come?" She says, "I didn't come for Claire. I didn't come for you." She said, "I came for Victoria." And so she says, "Oh, so you must have found out." She says, "Yeah, we did a DNA test." "Oh, you found out Claire is your blood. Oh, and now you just love her?" And Nikki's just looking like, "I'm here because this is Victoria's daughter. And I will do anything for my daughter, Victoria." That's what she told Jordan. She's like, "But you know nothing about that kind of love, right? Nothing." So it was really good. I'm happy they did it this way. They wrapped up the whole thing all in that one episode. And if they did cut to anybody, I think the only cutting in and out was Cole and Victoria talking, and Victor and Nick driving there. Everything else dealt with the action. And I love that because you know how soaps are. This right here, what they did in this one day, would have been a whole week because they would have added, cut and added other storylines. So there's something about Nate at Chancellor, or, oh, the Abbott's talking about Tucker McCall, Tucker McCall, Tucker McCall. And this would have lasted a whole week. I am so happy they did it this way. It kept my attention from the opening scene till we got to Cole and Victoria. Then I fast forward, fast forward, fast forward, fast forward, and then back to Nikki and everybody, you know. But it really kept me engaged. Great writing, Young and the Restless. I'm telling you, that is such a breath of fresh air to have them end it that way and just move it right along, right? So let's go to comment corner, comment corner. We have two comments. Angela says, "I think the with the twins that play Harrison, one is a natural, the other is more reserved. You could tell the difference between them." You know what? I did not know they were twins, and that could make a lot of sense. That could make a lot of sense. One twin may not deliver as well as the other. Okay, that can make sense. And then Sheba says, I've been watching for you every day. I absolutely love your channel." Sheba, I'm sorry. I used to be able to keep up with doing Young and the Restless every day, like I do General Hospital. But I tell you, my professional Life has gotten so busy through the end of this year. So I had this resort to doing this whole, today I got to do it, but Lord, the rest of the week could be super busy, but I will try every chance I get. I will always make sure I put out a Young and the Restless when I can, or I have to do combine the days and do a recap. But I am so happy, Sheba, that you are a daily recap fan. Have you subscribed? And you know what, everybody? I need you all to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Tell your friends. We're almost at 2,000 viewers. We're in the teens. I think we're at like 16, 17 left. And then we'll be at 2,000. So tell your friends, have everybody subscribe to this YouTube channel. I will be back tomorrow for another daily recap of The Young and the Restless.